priority in your marriage? Like, I know you guys had a date night last night. So do you have to plan that? How difficult is it to prioritize it?
Yes, with a 9-month-old now, you have to plan it. You got to first and foremost, you got to get your babysitter situation straight, right? Mm-hmm. Before you even get excited about
you have a support system, though.
I do. But my sister was on half of the date night last night, so she met us at the second half of the date, so she was not available. But we have an amazing support system. Jamar has an aunt that lives here. She loves to be with the baby. We only, have the bigger kids. Well, we have them as often as we want, right? On paper, it's like every other weekend, whatever. They only live 7 miles from here, so we're very close to them now. They come over weekdays sometimes. That's another great part of him being home. He can help with homework. He does practices, basketball, cheer, all this stuff.
He is able to be there.
Yes, he's so available to them, right? So for date nights, we didn't want that to change, right? We didn't want to settle into this boring routine where we didn't go out anymore. We still do dinners. We still do shows, find somebody to keep that baby. Yeah. We even do in-home dates. Yes. Get him down, put him in that room where he can't hear anything, and, we...
Trust me, we have made the deck our spot. When we moved into that house, the deck was uncovered, and I hate going outside because I'm not an outside person.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's too hot, or mosquitoes, or it's too cold. Everything.
Right, you sound like me.
Just every reason in the world I was excuse me. He covered the deck, put fans up, and put lighting out. Now we have these nice sofas out there. We have a TV, a projection screen. So now that has become, you want to go out on the deck tonight? Mm-hmm. Like, that has become, in and of itself, its own quality time spot for us. Mm-hmm. And I never in a million years would have imagined it. But those at-home dates, I think they are underrated. When he cooks the meals, when he makes those gourmet meals, he cooks way too much food, but he makes an effort to do that kind of stuff and buy nice bottles of wine, and we'll go and then sit outside. If that's how we have to get it in this week, then I'm so appreciative of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you got to make it work for you.
Yeah, we do, and we've always done that. Even when it was just us and there was no Avery. Candles on the dining room table, you know what I mean? Music, we're not going to watch TV tonight. We're not going to be on our devices. It's just about us together, being together, spending time together, talking. And we laugh a lot. It's one of the things I enjoy most about our marriage, how we laugh together. We laugh at each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The marriage is just filled with so much good stuff. I mean, we have our moments. It's not a fairy tale. It's marriage. It's work. This shit can be hard sometimes.
I'm telling you, girl. Sometimes you got to catch yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, whoop.
Yeah.
I'm not by myself. I got to remember that sometimes. Yeah.
But I know that I can't see myself without this person. Right? So, yeah, he gets on my nerves sometimes. Yes, I could probably smother him with a pillow.
Yes.
But I know that this is forever. I know that this is the person that God designed specifically for me. So once we get past this point of aggravation, it'll be all good again. We'll be all right. Because at the end of the day, you think about it, whatever it is, that thing that causes friction, is this going to end in our marriages? Because I'm really not the arguing type. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not. And people who see this, who know me, who watch this video are going to be like, what? But I'm really, in my marriage, I'm really not.
I had to learn that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because I am arguing. My mouth is hot.
And maybe that's part of why I shut down in that way. Because my words can be lethal. Mm. I don't want to hurt anybody with my words like that. So you go to your corner, I'll go to my corner, and then when everybody calms down, then we can talk about it. Even when we were dating, if my husband would get upset, I would say, "Are we breaking up?" basically, that's the only question that I have. Like, is this the end of our relationship? If the answer is no, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Like, it's not. Nothing is ever really that serious.
And I think people, when you say that you're happily married, I think people might think that when you say that you don't have any problems in your relationship. Mm-hmm. That's how I begin to feel.
Yeah, that could be the perception.
That's the perception that people have, and that's not it at all. It means that there are way more better days than there are bad days.
Absolutely.
It means that the issues that do come up, whether big or small, you're able to manage through them effectively, so that you're not breaking up over every little thing. You know, and I think that if people understood that, just like you have conflicts with people in your family, your siblings, your parents, your cousins, or whoever, or people at work, there's going to be conflict that arises in your relationship with your spouse, just because of natural life.
Yeah.
The way you were raised, the way you think, the way you process things is not the same. And so therein lies conflict in and of itself. And if you learn how to manage through those conflicts, you can have a happy marriage. You can be happily married despite those things. And that's why I love having these conversations, because I love talking to people about just married life and working through it. And I'm getting way off on a tangent. But you get my point. Yes. So back to the interview. So when we talk about the romance factor, and then let's talk about the sex factor. How do you? Obviously, we know you have it. So
you don't know anything.
Maybe in some kind of way. So how important is that to you guys? How do you prioritize? Like, I know some people put it on the schedule to make sure it happens. How do you make it work?
It is. It's essential. Like I said, my husband's love language is physical touch. It just has to happen. It has to happen weekly. It has to happen. You know what I mean? I won't say what days and you know what I mean. Like, it's not scheduled like that. But we have an active, healthy sex life. Good. We always.
It makes a difference in the relationship when you can connect in that way.
Yeah, and we always have.
Despite it being his love language, even if it's not your love language, when you connect in that way, it just lightens the mood sometimes. You know what I mean?
It does. And you know, I go into an office every day, and some days are just more stressful than others. It is a magnificent stress relief.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know what I mean?
Tell you, the deck. That's all I'm saying about that. So, you touched on this a little earlier about, you know, when you guys have an argument or there's a disagreement that comes up, you'll say, you go to your corner, I go to my corner. So when there is something that is difficult that you need to approach with Jamar, how do you manage through that? Like, if you know there's something that either going to set him off or something that you're upset about, how do you approach those situations?
I'm a rip the Band-Aid off type person, right? This is not a stranger. This is not a casual friend. This is not somebody that I have to tiptoe around. This is not my boss at work or a teammate or anything like that. This is my husband, right? This is the person, one of the people that's supposed to know me better than anybody. I have the closest relationship with now. We're supposed to be able to talk about anything. Supposed to be able to overcome anything. So you can't just let something fester, right? Until one day he just doesn't brush his teeth right, and you are set off, and it's really not even about the way he was brushing his teeth. It's about that other thing, right? So you just have to. I like to face things head on. Now Jamar was he was not like that when we first met. He was shut down. He didn't want to talk about anything. He didn't want to. You know, he would rather just walk away. That has changed since we've been together. His communication has improved tremendously. Because I'm a communicator. You know? It may not be right that second while I'm feeling the fire, you know, but eventually we have to talk about this thing. It can't just be the elephant in the room that we tiptoeing around, you know. Communication is essential to a successful marriage. It just is. and I'm not ashamed to say we've been married. I mean, even at 3 years in, you know, there was an issue that came up in our marriage that we had to have a third party to help us work that out. Because at that point, I think we hadn't even been married for a year. And it's like, oh, we can't let this thing in this marriage. We had a 5-year successful, blessed dating relationship. And then 8 or 9 months into the marriage, we're going to have this big blow up and it's going to be the end.
Yeah.
No, we have to fight for this thing. We have to make this right. So I'm not opposed to a little tune up. You know what I'm saying? Getting somebody else involved who can be impartial. You know, not your mama, not my mama, not your grandmother.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A professional. You know, who can
and that could look any kind of way. That could be a pastor.
That's right.
You know,
That's
that could
right.
be a marital counselor. You know, it could be a marital retreat. You know, it can be, you know, doing exercises together on communication.
Yeah.
But a tune-up, yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter how early in the marriage, it does not matter how long you've been together. If you recognize that there is a problem that may be too big for you guys to try to navigate on your own, seek professional help.
And I love what you said earlier. You know, we're supposed to be able to talk about anything. I don't have to tiptoe around my husband. And I love how you said that. But you also said, I'm not going to have that conversation when I'm really hot.
Yeah.
And I think that is a good caveat.
Yeah.
Because we all know how you approach a conversation dictates the outcome of that conversation.
Absolutely.
And I think that makes a very strong point in how, I don't have to tiptoe around my husband, but if I come at him and I'm yelling and screaming and cussing him out and everything else because I'm 87 hot,
that's not going to be received well.
And it makes a huge, and the other flip side of that coin is, do I want him coming at me?
Right.
You know, and so I think that's a very good marital tip. You know, yes, you're supposed to be able to talk to your spouse about anything. You're supposed to be able to talk to him about anything. But how you talk to him about anything is the key.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Anything can be received if you say it right. Yeah.
Have you gone to bed angry?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't know how people.
Yeah.
I don't know how people say that. Oh, child chicken. Sometimes I need to sleep on it.
Yeah. Going back to that issue, the 2016 situation. Yeah, it was a few nights of just, it was bad. It was bad. I didn't think my marriage was over. I never for 1 second thought my marriage was over. But there was so much anger. There was so much anger for like a week. You know, we got our shit together, clearly. But that was, I really, and you know, 3 years in and we're young and we're going to be together forever. There will probably be more nights like that, but I hope no time soon. But yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. Like you said, I don't know how people do it.
Sometimes you just need time to get over it. Sometimes you need time to look at it from a different perspective when you're not so angry. And while I'm not sitting here condoning going to bed angry and being angry at your spouse, because, you know, your spouse may not wake up. I get all of that. I just think that reality dictates situations more than pie in the sky, you know, views on how you should be married.
Because I've never been so angry not to sleep. So, like, if I'm angry and I'm tired, I'm going to bed.
He will go right to sleep with no damn problem. And I'm just like, I know he is. I know things are going well. He is not closed his eyes and started snoring in 5 seconds. I know he's not. Me, And he tells me this. He told me the other day. He's like, I do that because I'm at peace. I know I'm at peace. I have no problems.
Yeah.
Even if we had an argument.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to me. I don't know if it's because I overanalyze everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I sometimes I can't sleep. I'll stay up and I'll think about it.
And you just get more and more angry. The longer you stay up, the more you think about it. You just get more and more upset about the situation. And then he's over there sleeping so peacefully, you think he doesn't care.
And that's not it.
Yeah. That's not it though. He cares.
No, it's just like this ain't gonna be what breaks us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, do you guys have couple friends?
A few.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it's a necessity in a marital relationship to have couple friends?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be. I mean, double date nights. That's fun. I don't want to get too deep into my marital business with anybody, but having conversations with other couples just to see how their well-oiled machine is working. It's always good. It's always good, to get to see what not to do.
Yeah.
Because some of those couples,
Yeah.
So yeah, and my husband is an only child. He's an only grandchild on his dad's side. So he grew up, very introverted, very, whatever. And even now, at 43 years old, he does not have a lot of male friends. Like, he doesn't have any male friends. And like, I'm his best friend, right? And I'm fine with that. He's mine too. But go over there with the fellas. You know what I mean? Get some male perspective. Y'all mix it up. Let some testosterone, swirl around in that thing. So I enjoy having couple friends. I enjoy doing things with other couples. Even if we just had our neighbors around the corner over, for Christmas. And we sat over there and we had some drinks and we played Uno and, it was just a good time. Mm-hmm. I think it's important. You don't need to have a whole slew of couple friends. You don't need to spend time with other couples every single weekend. But yeah, I think it's important to have a couple of friends. Yeah. I do.
I agree. We have a small circle of couple friends that we've been riding with since we moved to the area. And it's good. Just like you said, because Ray will be 50 in January, and he doesn't have a large amount. His circle of friends is smaller than mine, and mine is pretty small. Mm. And so it is good to have that mutual group together, but then they can still have their own thing together outside of the couple nights or whatever. And I love what you said about to see how they are running their well-oiled machine, because one of the best pieces of advice I think that my mom may have given me was, you need to be around other happily married couples, because you can learn from them on how they work through issues, whether they're talking with you about it, just seeing how they interact, can give you positive, things to look forward to or aspire to in your relationship. And, when you're around couples who don't cherish marriage and who, talk bad about their spouse or do things that are questionable, and it one can lead you to think that maybe, not this week, but maybe I can do these things too and it'd be fine. Or, so I wholeheartedly believe that being around other couples, especially those that exhibit the type of marriage that you want to have, even if what's happening behind closed doors you don't see, what you do see is good,